Whoa.
I think that video just beautifully illustrates why I leave my horse's lead rope on when he's in the cross ties. And yes, my horse is stepping on his lead rope here. I am not particularly worried about it, but it does demonstrate that there is a risk to leaving your lead rope on when their horse is in the cross ties. And this is one of those risks, to have your horse step on the lead rope. However, for me, the benefit outweighs the risk of my horse stepping on the lead rope. I also did work with him and training with him so that he understands how to give to the pressure if he happens to step on the lead rope and like it tightens up on his pole or his head or something like that. Like he has been trained to kind of give to that pressure and just wait for me to come and release him from that pressure by just backing him up a little bit, rather than like him spooking or getting afraid because he feels that kind of a constriction on his head from possibly stepping on that lead rope. Now, I would never advise anybody leave their lead rope loose like this in cross ties unless they've worked with their horse first. I wouldn't do this with the horse unless I knew that it understood pole pressure and how to give to pressure adequately first. I also am not advising anybody to do this. It's just something I do, and it works for me and my horse, and I'm going to explain why now. Many times over the years, I've seen people tie their horses in cross ties like this with their lead ropes loose. And I was totally against it. I was like, no, that's dangerous. I would never do that. That's a bad idea. Fast forward to owning a stallion. He's gelded now, but he was a stallion until December 2024 when he was 6 years old. So yeah, fast forward to me having my own stallion. And let's just say pretty quickly, my opinion on people leaving their horses in cross ties with their lead rope loose like this changed. Because when he was 3 years old, he went to a training barn. And at that training barn, of course, they put him in cross ties sometimes. Now, he had been in cross ties before, so he knew what the cross ties were, but he got scared and he got out of those cross ties. And he didn't have that lead rope on at the time either. I wasn't leaving the lead rope on while he was in the cross ties back then because I still didn't agree with that method. And I never thought that what happened would ever happen, but it happened. And what happened was Bo ran over to the stall with the only other stallion on that trainer's property, and Bo decided to challenge that stallion. And by challenge, I just mean like him and the other stallion were making a lot of noise at each other, like nobody was hurt, no one was injured, and he didn't damage anything. They were just kind of like, making noises like you would expect two stallions to do if they ran into each other. And he was pretty easily caught and willingly caught, and we just brought him back to his own stall. And we finished the tacking up in his stall, not in the cross ties that day. But after that, I started like doing what I had seen other people doing with their horses, which was leaving the lead rope on in the cross ties. And from then on, that's what I did, just in case something like that ever happened again. He would be far easier to get a hold of and catch in that situation. And at that time, I also still owned his mom, and I still had my standardbred senior gelding. And I also began to tie them in the cross ties like that too. So they'd be in the cross ties and I'd have the lead rope long like that for them as well, because, it isn't just stallions or colts or whatever that can get out of cross ties. It's really any horse. So I thought it was a good idea to do with all of my horses at that time, not just my young coming up stallion. And of course, he's gelded now. He was gelded in December 2024, so he's not a stallion anymore. But I still leave his lead rope like this when he's in the cross ties. There are times like when a groom or somebody else will be brushing him or tacking him up, and they'll take the lead rope off, and that's fine. That's up to them. But when I have him in cross ties, that lead rope is on. And this video right here, just to me, just beautifully demonstrates why I do that.